Hi, and welcome back to SDI's Coffee Break. Again, today we're with Pat Bulger from Hornbill. Hi, Pat.
Hi, David.
Good to see you again. And over the last few sessions, we're talking about collaboration and how to affect collaboration in an organization. And you've recently brought out a publication which we're basing some of this discussion on. The next section is the role of leadership, the criticality of the role of leadership. And that's in the book. You talk about senior leadership, the behavior, the organization as one of the most important factors. So the rest of the organization adopts collaboration. So what do you think? What does a collaborative, maybe an inclusive leader do differently to promote a collaborative culture? What have you seen? What do the best leaders do to promote a collaborative culture?
Okay. So leadership, we're talking about leadership at two levels here. So senior management, we'll say executive, but also leadership within teams. And it can come from both directions. If you have a senior leader advocating collaboration, saying why they're doing it, and saying what changes are going to be, and they understand that there's actually a change to the way people work, and that's going to be hard, and it's going to adjust the culture of the organization as you go along. That's going to go a long, long way. Because if it comes from the top, then people just want to do as their leaders actually advise. But I think a leadership can also come from kind of just IT service management, from IT managers, from service delivery managers, where basically they're using collaboration to encourage other teams to join in discussions. So a great way of doing it, if you're coming bottom up, is basically to pick a team that would naturally, service desk, a great team. They're naturally collaborative. They naturally want to share knowledge and help others. They're a great team to pick. So a service desk can roll that out with perhaps some of your infrastructure teams and stuff like that, and get people actually involved and engaged in dialogue and discussion. The move off emails, quite a tough one, because people will fall back to the old ways that they've always done things. But once they see that something's working, and it's working in the environment where they're working, so if within your service desk tool you have your collaborative capabilities, they're tied in, you can do mentions and tickets, you can post useful knowledge articles, that will all kind of encourage different forms of behavior. It will encourage people to share, it will encourage people to comment, to give ideas, etc. But the important thing, I think, from a leadership perspective is to basically walk the walk. I mean, literally, not just talk the talk, but walk the walk. I mean, go out there and actually start sharing their stories in collaborative spaces. Mentioning when someone does a good job, because that's the other thing about collaboration. People's input becomes really, really visible. So there's a degree of transparency. You see the number of posts that people put out there and how they help other teams. So encouraging that type of behavior, and also discouraging any toxic discussions. That's another thing a leader can do. Basically say, look, take that offline. But actually, most of the time, you'll find that that's self-regulating. Once you've got a team openly sharing information, the kind of consensus tends to be, well, actually, think about what you say before you say it, and actually offer useful and good stuff. And most people genuinely want to do well by their company. So, they'll share their best ideas, and you'll get great content from places you wouldn't ordinarily think would come.
Yeah. And I think, I've seen for me, it is cultural, and you set the culture from the very highest position in the organization. I think working in and being involved with organizations where that's so clear, where the connection between maybe operations and the most senior people in the organization are very, very small. I've seen some of the better organizations so open and so transparent because there's so much trust. And much of that is because you mentioned it, we're sort of herd animals, aren't we? So if something's working for somebody else, how many times have you been into a shop or look in a shop window, and within 5 minutes you've got 3 or 4 people doing exactly the same thing? So I think, we are herd sort of animals. And I think you're right. I think there is that, the sort of feeling of being appreciated, loved, oxytocin, serotonin, as part of a management or a leader's arsenal, to create serotonin. But a magic wand. I think that's what I'd be doing every day,
Yeah.
Good.
But it's if you're collaborating, and you give someone reward and recognition and say, hey, great job there, it's not just them or their team.
Yeah.
Anyone else who's connected to that space also sees it, and it really does drive that sort of repeat behavior.
It does. And I think you're absolutely right about a service environment. when there's purpose and meaning, when people understand exactly what value they're adding to the organization, a service environment is the best place to see this organically happen. Some of the best teams. So no, I really agree, and I think that's the luck of being involved in frontline services like service desk, and we're seeing this right now in other industries as well. The appreciation, the love for these people at frontline. So yeah, that's really 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 important. Good. Okay. Well, I tell you what. Look, we're gonna close on this one, and we'll come back to the next one, which will be about. I think the next one's going to be about the enablement of change. So we'll come on to that one. Thanks for everybody for listening. Thanks, Pat, for joining us, and we'll see you on the next session. Thanks very much.